All right, so we got our Blackhawk all cleaned up. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start to reassemble. We're just going to do this in the reverse order in which we took them off. So we're going to start with our grips here. Now the grips, almost a self-explanatory thing. You can't really put these grips on backwards. As you can see, it just wouldn't happen. So we're just going to set it back on the frame. And remember, this hole here is going to match up with this machined pin here inside the frame. And if you don't get it lined up right off the first, you can just kind of see, you just wiggle it, and then it's going to lock itself in place, and then it's just pressure. You're just going to fit it down. And it's just that simple. And we're just going to flip the frame over, and we're going to do the same thing. It's got the same hole here. Same pin in the frame here. It's actually just one solid machined pin all the way through the frame that's connected together. And we're just going to set that. We're going to make contact with it. There it is. And we're just going to push that in. It's kind of a tight fit. And that's when I kind of stand the Blackhawk up. I just work around with my index finger and thumb, making sure that I'm pushed into the frame fully all the way around. And I don't feel any play in any of my corners here. So I'm actually going to lay this down. Here we go. Now I put my screw in on the right side of the frame because that's where we took it out. Now here's our screw. Remember, it's just one screw for both grips. We have our stone ground flathead. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set my screw in. You're going to see how it falls all the way in. Now it falls all the way in because the threading that it's going to use is on the other side of the frame. And so the first part of this screw here isn't needed. It's only threaded at the end because it needs to go in a little over a ½ inch. I just kind of touch it and make sure it's seated in there correctly. Now I'm just going to guide the screwdriver in with my thumb here. That's just going to keep me, it's going to help me protect my rosewood grips here. And then I just guide it with my left index finger here. And then I just spin and righty-tighty my screw back into my frame. And you'll feel when you start to get some tension. When you get some tension, I just do about a quarter turn. And that's actually going to lock itself in there pretty good. And that there is our reassembled Blackhawk rosewood grips. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put our cylinder back in.